you are now witnessing the moment where Victoria Cameron became one of the fastest women in all of college track and field. And she did that representing Tarleton State University. She's the only woman ranked inside the top 5 of the 60-meter dash, or for that matter, even inside the top 10, who is not a member of a power conference. And that was not supposed to happen, because you can't win much of anything in college track and field if you do not have enough talent to become a world champion. In Paris in 2024, the entire world was watching when Julian Alfred proved it, because she won her Olympic gold in the 100, just 1 year after dominating the NCAA. And to be clear, the 100-meter dash was not actually her best event. That would be the 60-meter dash, where she ran 9 of the 10 fastest times that any woman has ever recorded in a college uniform, and finished just 200th away from the world record in that event. And remember, we're still talking about a college woman at the moment. You already know that Sha'Carri Richardson finished right behind her at the games, but won the world championship herself in the 100 just 1 year before. And her and Julian Alfred started college during the exact same year. That was 2019, where she made the NCAA final indoors in the 60, but outdoors broke the collegiate record in the 100. And in case you weren't paying attention, all the way back in 2019, there was one more world champion who showed up in the NCAA, because Abby Steiner was there as a freshman that season, and later set her own collegiate record indoors in the 200-meter dash. Just 1 year before, Julian Alfred would go out and break it. So don't get it twisted. Indoor track and field at the college level actually matters, especially the names that are all the way at the top of the leaderboard. And right now, if you look at the 60-meter dash, there's one name that doesn't seem to fit in with all the rest of them, because Victoria Cameron is one of the 5 fastest women in all of college right now, and she runs for Tarleton State University. Yes, it's actually a thing, and if you have no idea which school I'm talking about, there's a good reason, because they just moved up to D1 in the year 2020. They're in the WAC conference. You probably can't tell me where they are on the map, and you definitely can't tell me their mascot. For the record, the answers are the state of Texas, and their mascot is actually the Texans. Once again, I'm not making this up. So how did the woman as fast as Victoria end up competing for the Texans out of the WAC conference in Division 1? Once again, I'm not making this up. It's actually the name. You could likely make a good argument that she was never really supposed to be this fast, but that only seems to be accurate because we weren't paying attention. The truth is that Victoria Cameron has always been one of the fastest women on any track she's competed on. The only problem is she hasn't actually focused on track and field all that much because of all the world champions that I mentioned earlier. She shares something very important with Abby Steiner specifically, because both of them were recruited as Division I soccer players before they ever showed up on the track. And that means that as fast as they were up until that moment, sprinting wasn't actually getting all of their attention. But historically speaking, we now know what happens when a soccer player decides to put all of her focus on the track. And going forward, for the 2025 season, you're not winning an NCAA championship indoors in the 60-meter dash without going through Victoria Cameron. Her journey to the top of the leaderboards is like something straight out of a movie. So the real question is why nobody was paying attention to that film up until now. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCArecruiting.com, where I rank the best track and field recruits across the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Before I go any further, the only way to tell this story is to go all the way back to the high school level. You already know that Victoria Cameron was a soccer player, but she wasn't just any soccer player. Obviously, if she made it to the D1 level, she basically won a district championship every single year she competed in high school. But she was also a district MVP along that run. So yeah, you gotta give her credit. And of course, she played high-level travel soccer. So all of that explains how she ended up at Tarleton State, because she competed in high school in the state of Texas. But she also ran track all 4 years at the high school level. And Texas is a state that actually takes high school track and field very, Seriously, at the end of her high school senior year, she likely would have rated as an 85 overall 4-star recruit on SCArecruiting.com. That means that she doesn't belong at Tarleton State. She would fit in just fine at any power conference program for the most part. But if you choose to rewind even further back to her sophomore season, on the national leaderboards for the class of 2023, she would have been number 2 on that list when you check the 100-meter dash wind legal. The only girl who was ahead of her was Shawnee Jackson, who, when she was a senior, was hands down the best sprinting recruit in that class. So when she arrived at Tarleton State, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, those coaches probably knew that she was the most big-time recruit they'd ever brought onto that track program. But remember, she was also playing soccer the entire time. She actually tore her ACL on the soccer field and rehabbed just in time to get back for the outdoor track season. And outdoors, she only ran in 3 meets, and that includes the conference championship. To be real with you, the times she put down were nothing special, and they didn't even get close to PRs, although she did finish in 4th at the WAC conference championship meet for what it's worth. But going forward, if she even runs close to her high school outdoor PRs, she's likely not gonna lose anything in the WAC conference. But that brings us to what just happened, because the Corgi Classic in the 60-meter dash was her first indoor 60-meter, not just of this season, but of her college career, where she ran 7.25 seconds, which already would have put her among the fastest in the nation, but then followed it up going 7.19 seconds, which almost assuredly booked her tickets for the NCAA championships indoors. To clarify, only 16 women are getting in from all of Division I, and we expect almost all of those women to represent power conferences. But the lanes on the track don't discriminate. They don't care what uniform you're wearing or what school you compete for, or for that matter, if that school happens to be in the WAC conference. So although I have no idea how this story will end, I do know that the secret is definitely out, because Victoria Cameron is legit. In fact, she always was, even when she didn't give track and field her full attention. And now that her name is near the top of the leaderboards for all the women in Division I don't see that changing anytime soon. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything, because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true, that fast is a lifestyle. Get your fast is a lifestyle track and field gear at SCArecruiting.com/shop, or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.